Y'all come on back in. All right, y'all come on back in. Come on back in. Come on back in. Oh, come on back in. I think I lost y'all. All right, I see somebody popped in. Hope that you guys will come back. Let's see here. It didn't take long, but I had to do it. I had to switch over to something. Okay. All right. So y'all coming back in real quick. So you're gonna have to allow me to share this. Let me share this real quick. And y'all coming? Give me a second. That's the only problem when you have a problem with internet. You have to do this stuff all over again. Which of course is going to mess everything up as far as production. So I'm hoping that um, some of you will come back, like Janet Jackson, come back to me. But if not, we're gonna rock with what we got here. All right. Maybe we can have a little round table discussion. Go ahead if if you guys can hear me, whoever's in here, go ahead and put something in the chat so that I know that we're back on. I need your help there real quick. Don't mind. Don't mind. I appreciate it. Somebody just say hello or something. I'll know that we're good. I just say hello. I'm noticing I am on the show here. I'm not talking to me. I need to know now. I need to know if you guys can hear me. I need to know if you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me at all? Somebody say something. Somebody say something. I'm sharing again. Y'all ain't talking to me. Y'all not helping your boy out right now. Gotta say something. If not, I'm gonna have to start this all over again. Yeah, because y'all leaving me now. I need to know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, go ahead and let me know. Then I will continue on with whoever is here. Problem when you have bad internet issues. You have to practically start all over again. All right. All right. I have to go this route since y'all not saying anything. That's what I want to know. Can you guys hear me? I just want to see Okay. Ready. I can't tell. I tell you what, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I'm going to do. All right. If you can hear me, I need somebody to be the first one on there so I can know if you guys can hear me. I need to know, can you hear me? Because if not, I'm gonna start it over again. You need to let it go. Can you hear me, Joe? What's going on, Joe? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? That's what I need to know. Why am I not on YouTube? Anybody on YouTube? Okay, Joe says you can hear me. Okay, we good. Folks are on YouTube as well. All right. All right, we good to go. All right, we can go on back and start back on the show here. So when I just got interrupted by my Daryl says you can hear me. Okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. So when we left, before I was rudely interrupted by the horrible internet issue that I just had here, I was saying that left on it, and what I want to know is, okay, I see you. What I want to know is, are y'all so sure that you want to get rid of Mike McCarthy? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, dude. Because you have to be incredibly careful with what you're saying when you want to let go of Mike McCarthy, because you're not only giving up now a head coach, you're also giving up your offensive coordinator. It's 2 for 1. And what that would mean is you're probably gonna want Dak to learn another system going into next year. You sure you want that? Because that's what happens if you lose Mike McCarthy. I mean, are you really sure? Joe, since you done put it out there, there's something to think about now. I mean, you got to learn another whole offense. You got to do all that. I personally, I think the jury is still out. I know what the downfall of that would be. You will say that, of course, okay, well, then we have no reason to get hype about next year already, because we're going to actually, probably going to do the same thing. Hey, Matt, appreciate you coming back. Probably going to say we're doing the same thing then. That's pretty much what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, wait a minute. If we're going to go that route, why do we have to do it? I appreciate all of you on YouTube that came back. Y'all forgive me because I'm trying to do 2 or 3 things at one time. Okay, I got my producer there. I see you. Okay. See, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And I hope you guys will share. I don't know. I really don't know in this case. See, and then the other thing that you guys aren't thinking about is that McCarthy's contract is set up that he has 1 more year, which will be next year. And considering the fact that Jerry Jones kept giving Kellen more chances and Jason Garrett more chances. Well, I'm not Kellen Moore really. I meant Jason Garrett. He was possible with that. So I mean, he just kept giving him chance after chance. I don't know if he's going to really let him go, and if he did it, you got to pay. You're really gonna pay two head coaches then, because you have to pay Mike McCarthy his money. That's how his contract is. If you fire him, that don't mean he's just gone free and clear. No, you have to pay him. Then you got to pay another head coach. So you're gonna be essentially playing two head coaches, and one of them is gonna be sitting drinking Heineken beer and all that kind of stuff at the house. Maybe. So you gotta think about all of it together before you make that decision. Now, personally speaking, I slept on it. I don't think that Jerry's gonna let Mike McCarthy go. I don't think so. I think that next year will probably be his last year, period. There are players that want him back, in particular two players that I know wants him back. And that is Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, because of the year that they had. They don't want to let that go. And Dak already spoke up for it. Y'all saw that in his press conference yesterday. He's already spoke up for it. He even said, "Well, add me to the list." Well, let me pause real quick and let me say this to Dak Prescott. I appreciate your loyalty to your coach and all that kind of stuff, but you don't have the legs to stand on to make a threat like that. You ain't won nothing. So in order to make a statement like that, you have to win. And then you have to make yourself not expendable. There are many that believe that the Cowboys can make it without you, Dak. You don't have a leg. You're not raw enough to make a statement like that. Like, put me on the list too if he gone. You're not raw enough. I mean, God bless you. You're a great human being. You take cats out the tree. You escort crickets across the street. You're a fine gentleman. If an ant get ran over, you're gonna try to call EMTs over and try to revive the ant. I mean, you just a top notch type guy. See what I'm saying? If a dog bark, you gonna run over to the dog and pat him on his head and all that kind of stuff. If a rat is in your house, you gonna go to the store and give him cheese. I mean, just a top notch individual, just a great guy. Dak Prescott, NFL Man of the Year last year. He's just a great guy. He is. And for him, but see, like I've always said about Dak, and he had a great year this year. There's no question about it. What can't be denied. Of course, what he looked like yesterday, can't deny that. But you also can't deny he's an all-pro quarterback. He was all-pro this year. He led the league in touchdown passes. So you got to mix it all in together before you make hasty decisions. He's an all-pro quarterback. I didn't say Pro Bowl, even though he is a Pro Bowl quarterback. He's also an all-pro. You just don't find quarterbacks like that off the street. Let's get that understood real quick. He's all of that. As bad and as well, he played horrible yesterday. I get that. But see, with Dak, when he said what he said yesterday, I started laughing. Because you're not raw enough to make a statement like that, Dak. You can't put your name on there and say, well, add my name to the list too if he's getting ready to lose his job. But guess what? There are many that say you need to go too. You're not raw enough to make that. You ain't done it, especially off a game like yesterday. You can't say that because you ain't got nothing to stand on. Pat, that comments like that are reserved for people like Patrick Mahomes. Those type guys. You ain't done nothing. They don't care nothing about because you think Jerry Jones blinked 3 times at least because you said put my name on the list too. Shoot, he might want to put your name on the list. The thought of him paying you $60 million, even though he may have to do it, sure don't mean that he want to. I got a feeling Jerry don't want to pay that man, make him the highest paid quarterback in the league after yesterday. No, Lordy. No, sir. No. So for him to say all of that, it's unbelievable to me that he would even have the audacity to say that, well, Mike is gone. If Mike gone, put my name on the list. Man, Jared just might take his ink pen and just write it on the list. You ain't wrong. You ain't done nothing. And I'm a Cowboy fan. He had a great year this year. Dak Prescott did. He did. Dak Prescott had a great year this year. Probably his best year of his life. He went off this year. Led the league in touchdowns. Pro Bowl quarterback. Voted to an All-Pro team, second team All-Pro. You can't. Hey, gonna be in the MVP discussion. He ain't gonna win it, but I'm saying he gonna be in the discussion, no question. He'll get some more votes this year for MVP. But here's the problem with Dak that I've always said. I'm pausing before I get back to Coach McCarthy. See, Dak, unfortunately for Dak is a real good dude off the field. See, off the field, he checks every box. Off the field, Dak Prescott checks every box. He's a man that you want to take home to mama. Young ladies will say, this is my friend, Dak Prescott. He is a great guy and I like him. The mother will love him. The father will shake his hand, say, God bless you, son. Have a seat at my table. He will say, yes, sir. He will say, no, sir. You will have, if your daughter's curfew time is at 12, he'll have your daughter back by 11:15. He's just an outstanding guy. Kisses babies. He's just a great dude. Yes, he's a great guy. I'm not taking nothing from him. But unfortunately, when you say, okay, he's a great guy, he's a great leader, he's a great this and that, and then somebody say, okay, let's switch the question. Now let's talk about him, how great he is on the field. And see, that's when the voices start coming down a little bit. Y'all Cowboy fans, ain't no sense of getting mad. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. And I'm a Cowboy fan. Off the field, we'll shout until we lose our voice. Great man. You can talk about him for 3 hours. Then they switch the question. Okay, we got off the field. Now tell me how he is on the field. Conversation changes then, y'all. That's the truth. Not saying he trash, but his play don't match his person. And sooner or later, everybody gets it. And we cheer for him. We want him to shut all these folks up. We want him to have a great year like he had this year. We don't mind him having he had a great year, like I said. We want that for him. So he can shut some of this stuff down. But when you have a game like you had yesterday, it raises the question right back up. Like, you ain't all that on the field, Doc. You all right. You all right. You all right. You're a good guy. But on the field, where are what can we really say about you? Interesting stat came up between Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott that I heard from Dan Orlovsky, and it's worth repeating here. He said that for teams that Dak Prescott has been the quarterback and Mike McCarthy was the head coach, with teams that have had winning records over the 3-year span, Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy together, even though Kellen Moore's mixed up in that as far as play calling goes, but ever since Mike McCarthy's been there and Dak has been there, they are 13 and 15 against teams with winning records. That's alarming. That's alarming, y'all. And I see Eddie Woods. He has gotten better every year. Every year. He going like this. He ain't going like this or going down. I just said what the truth is. He's an all-pro this year. Only one other quarterback that's on another all-pro team. First team all-pro, that's Lamar Jackson. Only 2 quarterbacks that are all-pros. Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott. He didn't go down. He went up. Led the league in touchdowns this year. Went up. That don't mean he's upper echelon of quarterback. I'm just telling you the facts. The man had a great year. He getting better. But see, the problem is the window is closing. And him getting better out with this team. You realize, ladies and gentlemen, this, and this is what I'm saying. Do you know that between the first team and second team all-pros this year, do you know that the Dallas Cowboys had 9 all-pros this year? Offense and defense. 9. 9 Pro Bowls. 9 all-pros. I ain't talking about the Pro Bowl. That's a popularity contest. Even though there's plenty of Cowboys on there too. I'm just saying 9 all-pros this year. 9 all-pros. See what I'm saying? So even though he's getting better, because the window is closing, we ain't got time to be waiting on baby steps. You got to get it done. And I think that the window has closed. I think the window is closed. Why am I saying that? Because guess what? Tyler Biadasz and Tyron Smith's contract are done. Tyron Smith was one of those all-pros I'm talking about. I'm not signing Tyron Smith again. Tyron Smith may go ahead and retire, but even if he does want to play, I'm not signing Tyron Smith again. He's barely on the field now. You got to do all kind of crazy stuff to keep him on the field. He's older. The window's closed. See what I'm saying? Tyler Biadasz, your starting center. I don't think nobody too hype about him. You're going to want him gone too. The window's closed. The window is closed. So even though he's going upward, the window is closed now, and some of your better players, or some of the guys that you can really address, as some of your best players, they're about ready to go. You understand? We don't. The window is just about gone. So Dak had to step. I just want to throw that in against teams that had winning records during the Dak Prescott, Mike McCarthy era. They are 13-15 against teams with winning records since he's been there. 28 games, he got 13 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not going to get it done. Now, I done heard everybody running their mouth about get rid of Dak, get rid of Dak. Well, tell me what you're going to get for him. Then I'll entertain it. You can't get rid of Dak. You can't get rid of that. You can't. Unless you just want to now if you tell me you want to blow it all up and start all over again, then I get it. But if you're talking about competing, you're not getting rid of Dak Prescott. All pro quarterback. 30 plus touchdowns every year. 4,000 yards every year. That's what he brings to the table. And see, the problem with Dak has always been from Cowboy fans and haters is that with Dak Prescott, nobody wants to look at him for what he really is. And instead, Cowboy fans especially, and the haters too, because that's the standard that they hold him to, they want to take him all the way up to the top, and that's what they judge him. Because every year is the argument is he's not a top 5 quarterback. He's not a top 10 quarterback. He's not a top 3 quarterback. He's not that. You want to compare him to Mahomes. You want to compare him to Lamar, and then you say, well, he's not that guy. I mean, he's not like that. You want to say, well, those guys can carry him. Well, see, that's the problem. Dak should have never been a guy that you got to consider for him to carry a team. You understand? That's what the problem is. You got to look at him for what he is and then adjust your team to what he is. But as long as you're looking at him from eyes and saying he's on the Mahomes level, he's on the Lamar Jackson level, he's on the Josh Allen level as far as carrying a team, that's not Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott is more, and I done said it too many times, Dak Prescott is more of a guy that needs to be surrounded by a bunch of dudes in order for him to be what he is. If you surround him with quote unquote all the talent, Dak Prescott is going to look great. But if you go down 27-7 at halftime and say, hey, all right, Dak, we putting it all on you. You got to bring us back. That's not his game. Because he ain't that tight. I know some of y'all going to say, well, I've seen Dak bring people back and all that kind of stuff. No, he's not that type of quarterback. He's just not. Not. You can't line him up 60 times like he did yesterday and say, go carry. See, the Chiefs want Patrick Mahomes to throw it 60 times. Yeah. The Bills want Josh Allen to throw it 60 times. Yeah. The Bengals want Joe Burrow to throw it over 45 times a game. They want that. Cowboy fans, no, we don't want Dak Prescott throwing the ball 60 times a game. Hell, a lot of us said we don't even want him throwing 30 times a game. We all know why. He has to have he got to be surrounded by something that he can lean on, which would make him better. And that's the problem of the Cowboy fans. That's the problem of Mike McCarthy. That's the problem of the haters of the Cowboys. Everybody's judging Dak on a top 2 or 3 quarterback lens, even though when we knew he wasn't there. And that's what the problem is. Somebody got to come in and look at Dak where he is and make the game plan according to how he plays. When we do that, we'll be just fine. I just don't see nobody doing it. I do see one coach out there, and I'll get to him in a second, that will possibly do that. Everybody else, they want to line up Dak and shotgun all goddamn day long and just have them throwing out of shotgun all. I mean, good God. Come on now. It is what it is. See, once you tell the truth about a guy, then maybe you can do adjustment. When you're looking at him through fake lenses, then you're going to continue to have these same issues. Like, for instance, for me, you know, the Cowboys problem would have been solved a couple years ago if you would have had and got, well, I ain't going to say that. It would have been solved this year. I just say that. If we would have went ahead and got a real workhorse running back. It would have been. It would have been solved. And I ain't putting no names on it. I'm just saying a real workhorse, productive running back, and a dedication to the running game. A real dedication to the running game. Dak Prescott would even be better than what he was this year. Probably with less amount of yards and less touchdowns. But he would have been better because the play action game would have been great. Ain't no play action working right now with Tony Pollard. They know you pass. That's the truth. And you got a good reason to pass. My God, you got a CD out there. Yeah, I get it. But he needs a running game. See, it's kind of like, it's a couple teams that can't do this. Like, like Jalen Hurts. See, if Jalen Hurts don't have no running game and the game has to fall into his hands, Philadelphia ain't gonna win. Because he's not that type of quarterback. Even though he got A.J. Brown, even though he got Devontae Smith out there, he's just not that type of quarterback. He's better when the running game is working. That includes himself running. He's better that way. Let me think about somebody else. The quarterback of the 49ers, Brock Purdy. Once you take Christian McCaffrey out, and it's rare when it happens, you can't line up Brock Purdy and say throw the ball 45 times. You ain't gonna win. You need a complimentary. You got 2 or 3 guys that says we want the ball in this quarterback hand. He can carry us. Only about two or three. Everybody else needs something to fall on. If Brock Purdy ain't right, guess what? They can hand the ball off to Christian McCaffrey, and Christian McCaffrey can carry the 49ers to a victory. You take away Dak Prescott's running game and say, hey, Dak, you the man. Take us there. And as soon as somebody say that, then we can go ahead and take a move. So it won't be, I know y'all don't want Coach McCarthy back. I get it. I'm just telling you, I don't know. I really don't think he's gonna leave. I really don't. You got to pay him, number one, if you get away from him. And the idea of Jerry paying 2 head coaches in the same year, that just ain't gonna work. Y'all know how cheap Jerry is, Steve. And they don't have nothing to do with the salary cap either. I'm just saying, it's just not going to happen. I don't. And if it don't happen, y'all gonna be so mad at the Jones family. But business-wise, they business over there. It's not good business to pay Mike McCarthy whatever his contract is, and then whoever you bringing in, you're gonna have to pay them at least minimum $6 million plus, depending on who it is. If y'all talking about going to get some of these names that y'all keep talking about, you paying almost $10 million a year. So you gonna sit and tell me you gonna get You gonna pay McCarthy because you got to pay his contract out. You gonna have to pay that, and then pay another coach $10 million too plus. I don't think Jerry's gonna do that. I'm not saying he can't, but I just don't think. I don't think he will. All right. Me personally, though, I'm not saying I'm supporting it. Me personally, somebody got to take the fall for it, and usually it is the head coach. You don't never get to firing the players. That don't happen. You fire the head coach. Me personally, we've seen enough. McCarthy changed the culture around. Can't argue that he won 12 games, 3 straight years. That's 36. Only Andy Reid is one more. That's it. So can't say the man is a loser. He lost in the playoff games without a doubt. But 12 wins is 12 wins. It's hard. He did that. So I got to give him credit for that. Can't just go off the playoff. You got to do a whole body of work. When you're getting ready to fire or hire a coach, you got to look at the whole body. His body of work includes 3 straight 12-win seasons. That's good. And you go to the playoffs, well, then he ain't won much in the playoffs. That's part of the whole body criteria. Now, somebody said something I think Matthew just saying, ESPN just said Cowboys should be making a call today or tomorrow on Mike McCarthy. Well, here's the reason why, which that's perfect, Matthew. That's perfect. Because it leads in. That's why I said yesterday. Guess what? Well, you're not going to have enough time. You're not going to have enough time if you're going to get one of these names that everybody keep throwing up. Because they're already looking for jobs now. So if you really want them, you're gonna have to move McCarthy real quick. If you're going to get one of these names, and I'm getting ready to call out in a few seconds, you're gonna have to move them out quick. If that's what the call gonna be. Which leads to this. A lot of y'all calling Bill Belichick name out. And don't get me wrong, the resume of Bill Belichick shall not be debated. There's nothing to talk about. He's the greatest of all time. The greatest coach of all time who still wants to coach, knows how to coach, no question about it, knows how to win, knows how to get it done. Great defensive mind. I mean, he is what he is. He's a walking Hall of Famer. No doubt about that. Everybody knows it. But Bill Belichick is also a guy that has to do it his way. That's what the track record shows. Mr. Kraft didn't bother Bill Belichick. He gave him the keys. Y'all really think Jerry Jones gonna get his man the keys? That's why I'm just. Jerry Jones' track record says, his resume says, that he don't like strong-willed coaches because he don't want to share the spotlight. I know what y'all say. He's older now, and he knows he want to do it. He wants to do it, and that ain't Jerry Jones. Y'all know how Bill Belichick is in press conferences over the years. He's short answers in press conferences. Well, you know what Jerry Jones gonna do? He gonna do what he been doing for the last 28 years, 30 years since he bought the Cowboys. He gonna put his face in that camera, and he gonna run his mouth. And Bill Belichick runs an organization where everybody don't say absolutely nothing. Bill Belichick don't work like that. Jerry Jones don't work the way Bill Belichick works. Jerry Jones has said, I'm the owner, I'm the general manager, I make the final decision. Bill Belichick come from an organization where he was the general manager. He made the final decision on player personnel. It was not Robert Kraft. If Bill Belichick was partially general manager, he's the one that said he was the one that was making these contracts. You sit there gonna tell me that a guy for over 20 years won his way, got the hardware to prove it, because he got about 6 rings on his fingers, 7 rings, whatever you got, and say that my way works. Y'all way don't work. You really sitting here thinking that he gonna come in and let Jerry Jones say he the general manager, owner, and the final decision is with me. Then you got his little son over there, Stephen Jones, who's cheap as water. You really believe that Bill Belichick is going to come in and have to negotiate and debate with Stephen Jones? God bless Will McClay. Love him. Glad he stayed. Don't want him to go. His track record is what it is. He and his scouting department know what they're doing. But you really believe that Bill Belichick is about to concede and say, hey, Will, you just keep doing what you're doing. I'm just going to coach. Are you crazy? Not only that, Bill Belichick will have offers from somewhere else where they will give him the keys to the kingdom. You don't think that the Chargers would not give Bill Belichick everything that he wants? And then you're going to say, well, come to Dallas. Okay, what y'all going to let me do? Well, it's Jerry talking. Well, I don't mean to be trite, but you just coach. I got everything else. You really think Bill Belichick gonna sign on with that? You really think that Jerry Jones is gonna keep his mouth shut? Okay, let's just say, for instance, we play Pittsburgh first, and then we play the Giants next. We just beat or lost to Pittsburgh, and then they had the press conference with Bill Belichick because the Giants next. They're gonna be asking him a question. The press conference ain't gonna last no more than 4 minutes because Bill Belichick gonna have the same answer every question. We're on to the Giants. We're on to the Giants. What do you think about how the way that the defense played? We were decent, but we're on to the Giants now. We turned the page. What do you think about Dak Prescott and his stellar play? He threw for 4 touchdowns and didn't have an interception. We're on to the Giants. Then here comes Jerry. They ask him, what do you think about Dak Prescott, 4 touchdown day and no interceptions? Jerry gonna say, well, you know that Dak is just, he's really coming into his own. He's seeing the field well, and I tell you, Dak Prescott, that's why we paid him what we did, and he's the leader of this team, and this is Dak's team. Bill Belichick is saying like, oh, really? Wherever I went, it was my team. No. I'm the face of the franchise. You just had to share with Brady all those years. That's all. Bill Belichick ran the show. You really think that's going to work with Dallas, man? Come on, man. No. So, it would fool me if Bill Belichick came. I will welcome him with open arms because I know what he's about. I know that what he's going to bring to the table. There'll be an attitude and steel, and it'll be a lot of stuff going on that won't be going on that maybe was going on. Bill Belichick is the type of guy that will come in, look Michael Parsons dead in his eye, and tell him, son, they'll call him son. Son, I know you run a podcast during the season, but that stops as of today. What you do after the season, you got it. But during the season, we don't do that. You want to be LT? I coached them. I made them. You want to be LT? You gonna have to listen. You gonna have to listen to what I say. That's what he'll tell Parsons. You want to be that guy? I can show you how. First things first, I need your complete and undivided attention during the season. Stop the podcast. That's what he's going to tell Michael Parsons. No doubt. So I'm eliminating Bill Belichick. If we take him, I'll take him. The other huge name that's going to be out there, and who I think it ought to be, Jim Harbaugh. Why? Because Jim Harbaugh is a proven winner. No, he didn't win the Super Bowl with the 49ers, but he got them there. He's been to the Super Bowl. Of course, he just won the national championship with my Michigan Wolverines. Everywhere he goes, he wins. He's a football coach. And number two, he's a guy that runs the football. Which is what I think would make that even much better, is if there was a consistent commitment to the running game. That's what Harbaugh would bring to the table. A coach that instills toughness. That's what we need. A guy that knows talent. A guy that knows how to build. He built the Michigan program. So he knows what to do. He knows what type of players he needs. Can't argue with it. Plus, with Harbaugh leaving, Harbaugh also will be here for a minute. Bill Belichick really ain't got but one goal left, and that's to beat out Don Shula for all-time wins. I think he's about 28 wins away from taking over the all-time wins. He's 70, I think he's 74, 73, or whatever he is. He's over 70 years old. Okay, well, how long will you have to have Bill Belichick here before you have to look for another head coach again? Bill Belichick ain't going to coach that much longer. He's not going to coach that much longer. Give me a younger coach that I can at least build with. I mean, I'm just calling it like it is. Harbaugh fits the bill. He will walk in with instant respect. Instant. Same type of respect that Belichick has. He will have that type of respect. He can build a team. That's who I want. Y'all talking about Belichick when I already know. See, and then Harbaugh won't be so demanding, at least in my opinion, like Bill Belichick will. Coach Harbaugh would just want to come in and coach. He's very short with his answers too. He's very confusing in his press conference too, because he does that on purpose. And Jerry still will get a chance to beat Jerry Jones, which is what Jerry wants. But make this, let me throw this in. Jim Harbaugh is not a yes man. He ain't a puppet. Bill Belichick, of course, is not a puppet. But Jim Harbaugh is not. It just would allow Jerry to be Jerry, Stephen to be Stephen, Will McClay to be Will McClay. And Harbaugh is just a football coach. You'll get that with Harbaugh. That's who I want if we're going to go outside. But I'm telling y'all going to be in for a shock. Because, I had said it yesterday, but I'm about to take that back because they're on Dan Quinn head. I had said that if you fire McCarthy, Dan Quinn would take right over. It's an easy transition. But I don't think Dan Quinn is going to be here, whether that's him leaving for Seattle or he gets fired. Just saying. So I don't think both of them will be here. But at the same time, I just know how Jerry Jones is. He gave Jason Garrett all that time. And you were 8-8, and everybody was calling for his head. 8-8, and you just kept letting Jason go. Because he was a yes guy. He was a puppet. I know JD is saying that Stephen Jones and Jim Harbaugh have a good personal relationship, as you can see in the chat. I know. Money won't be an issue. See, here's the other part. As far as money goes, Michigan has a contract extension already been presented to Jim Harbaugh already. He just ain't signed it. So whatever that money is right there, that's the starting rate for the Dallas Cowboys or whoever wants Jim Harbaugh. In order to pull him away from Michigan, you're going to have to pay him more than what Michigan is offering. Now, I don't know what that is. Let's just be realistic. It's probably going to equate to being the highest paid college coach in the nation. So that's probably about $8-9 million a year. Maybe 10. Jerry, of course, can pay that and more. But that's what it's going to take to pull him away from Michigan. But see, he's a god in Michigan. You know what I'm saying? He can't do wrong there. To pull him away, even though I know today I saw on ESPN that said that Coach Harbaugh is meeting with the Chargers as predicted. But see, there's a lot of coaches that's waiting to see what's getting ready to happen in Dallas. Trust me, they ain't gonna sign too quick. Because that would be a great job for you. You got a lot of things working for you. When you look at the team, there's a lot of good things there that you can walk in and just put your little seasoning on it. And it could very well, you'll take a 12-win team. And with your little personality, you might turn a 12-win team maybe into a 14-win team. So I get it. I'm just saying, if we're going to go outside, me personally, I want Harbaugh. I wouldn't mind Belichick, but I just think him and Jerry wouldn't be another name. And I was just about to say that, Shane. You can see by the chat. Vrabel, I like him. He's tough, knows how to coach, will instill a running game, obviously. But we got Derrick Henry. I mean, any coach with any kind of sense will say we're going to have a running game because we got Derrick Henry. So I don't know if that's really all about, Vrabel, but, it's hard to say to just go along with the flow. So I don't know. I like Vrabel. I do. I like him. I wouldn't be mad at that. He would come in and let's just say if the Cowboys went out to him, Vrabel would instill some toughness. As a guy that has played the game on a very high level, he would instill toughness to the team. He won't get in Jerry's way, and he would be cheaper. He's a good coach. You have to get a good offensive coordinator, that's for sure. Because he's not coaching offense. He's more of a defensive coach. Obviously, that's what he played. The defense probably wouldn't lose too much. He'll have a different philosophy because of the way that he played with Coach Belichick. You wouldn't have to worry about with Vrabel there. You wouldn't have to worry about who we going to have in the middle. Because Vrabel already know you got to have some big dogs in the middle to go ahead and play defense. He knows you got to have a linebacker. He was a linebacker. See what I'm saying? He was a linebacker. He know the importance. Do y'all know I heard something interesting yesterday? And see, this explains a lot. And I understand we got people hurt and all that stuff. But see, we should have known we was in trouble. The Green Bay Packers, I think they said, had 52 offensive plays. Do you know that out of 44 of those plays, the Cowboys lined up on defense with 6 defensive backs? It's only 11 positions on the field. So in other words, you had small guys in there and Aaron Jones just running and gashing because you got defensive backs playing in linebacker slots. See, that thing came back and bit us. See, when 300-pound men get up on a little cornerback or a safety and that's acting like he a linebacker, the little safety is going to lose. We lined up and played nickel or dime 44 plays out of 52. No wonder Aaron Jones ran all over us. No wonder. No wonder. You had the right personnel. That's what a Vrabel would bring in and say, man, we can't play defense without no linebackers. Yeah, have some linebackers in here. You can't have no cornerbacks and safeties playing linebacker. Are you crazy? Once the offensive linemen get up on second level, it's over with. 300 pounds, 325 pounds plus going against a safety that's 220 pounds. Who you think gonna win? Come on, man. Come on, man. And part of that is because we didn't have no linebackers. All our linebackers gone, but keep in mind the Cowboys let go of some linebackers. Harper, Jefferson. Of course, LVE is hurt. I'm saying that's that we didn't sign nobody. We said we just gonna play small ball. Small ball that only works. The only way it works is unless you gotta. We had to jump on them like they jumped on us. Green Bay did to us what we did all year to teams. Jump on them, score a whole lot of points. When you look up, you down by 20. You got to pass the ball all the way through. Here comes the pass rush. That's all the Green Bay did. The same thing. They did it to us. That 6 defensive backs or whatever, that only works when you know the team is passing nonstop. But when you get in a dog fight, no wonder we couldn't stop the run. How you gonna stop the run? You got little kids in there, little small ball. You can't play small ball against big guys. Once them big guys lay on them 2 times, they tired. They can't stop no run. That's got to change quick, right? Now y'all want to know about drafting? Look out! There you go, right there. You gotta get some linebackers. Even if it ain't Vrabel, you gotta get stuff. You gotta get some guys in that know the position can play. You gotta get if it's linebackers we need. You can't have cornerbacks playing. Come on, man. You can't have safeties playing linebacker. That stuff worked a couple of times. It worked a lot this year because we blew teams out. That's the reason why. You're right, G-Ball. It's a GM problem. That's part of what we got to take care of. But a Vrabel coach, I'm just going down the little list that y'all put up. Y'all say Vrabel would tell these guys, well, we got to have some thumpers out here. We got to have some linebackers. We got to have some thumpers. Vrabel will tell them that. I give him credit for that. He wouldn't be a problem for Jerry if he came. Wouldn't be an issue at all. He'll just coach the team. The Cowboy fans wouldn't be happy. We all want splash. Vrabel is a name, but he ain't splashing enough. But Vrabel, if you looked at what Tennessee did, the identity was there, which means the identity and I guess you could say the culture was there at Tennessee. So you know what he brings to the table. So he'll develop that. You saw the toughness in which they played. I've been saying it for years. We need dogs out there. I still think we're slightly a little bit too finesse. I need some dogs. Vrabel was a doggish type guy. When he played, he would instill that into the team. I believe that. So we got See, everybody was right when they said this. This was the year. If we were going to really do some real damage, this was the year because everything changes next year. I'm going to be mad, and this is going to sound a little crazy now, but I'm going to be mad next year if we re-sign Tyron Smith. And I understand that Tyron Smith just came off another all-pro season. I understand it. But his contract is up. That's the reason why I'm saying it. We don't need to re-sign him. We know what's going to happen. He's going to get hurt. He's going to miss games. When he plays games, he's going to be effective. How many games is that going to be? We don't need Tyron Smith. I'm going to be mad. You got to let him go. Tyler Biada's contract is up. Can you get another center? Well, Brock Hoffman, you got guys that play center that's in our locker room now that I think will do well. Brock Hoffman, they were going crazy with him. They love him. That might be your starting center next year. But you don't need to sign Biada. Well, and if you do that, guess what? There's 2 holes in your line. See, the wonder was this year. Love the way I see James came in. Talking about Gilmore. Okay, guess what? I think Gilmore contract, I think it was a 2-year deal. I think I'm right. So he's on the team. But even though he's on the team, does this automatically mean that Gilmore is your starter next year? Because you just made another all-pro out of Deron Bland. So if Diggs' knee is right, then your starting cornerback should be who? Diggs and Bland or Diggs and Gilmore? Jordan Lewis' contract is out. Do you want Gilmore do you want to put Bland Black in the slot and have Gilmore outside on packages and Diggs, of course, is there? They're probably going to sound right. And maybe on nickel packages, Bland, who made a living as a nickel slot guy when Jordan was hurt and went crazy there as well. And you have Gilmore outside only on nickel. As far as your base defense goes, your starters ought to be Bland and Diggs. I can see that happening. So in other words, I see Jordan Lewis leaving as well. His contract is in. I can see that. This was the year. Now you got to bust some stuff up. See? You got to bust stuff up. You ain't got no choice now. And if you're talking about culture, yeah, Kurt's contract is up. You know Kurt's gone. Donovan Wilson is there. Marquise Bell will go back to being a safety. If we get some linebackers in here, if we get linebackers, Marquise Bell goes back to being a safety. Yeah, Kurtz ain't gonna make it. Kurtz not gonna be here. At least I don't think he should. This was the year to make it all come together. So we did yesterday. Guess what? It's gonna be a real turnaround. And you gotta have the right coach that's gonna come in and instill toughness, doggish type attitude and ability. And I don't, whoever it is, this is what's got to happen. A coach that can make it happen like that on both sides of the ball. We still too finesse for me. If you're talking about, they ain't counting a name that you ain't never heard of or whatever, I don't know. I remember the coach from USC, Lincoln Riley. Everybody going crazy on Riley because his innovative style on offense. Yeah, but nobody want to talk about when he was at Oklahoma and when he was at USC. The defense wasn't worth a dime. And 40 points put on. They'll score 48. They'll give up 40. You don't want that in the NFL. The wrong reason I'm saying that is because he'll bring his staff in. But he's horrible on defense. Cowboys loved him. Just didn't give him the job. They went for experience in Mike McCarthy. Okay, if you go with experience, then if you're going outside of the Cowboys, then this is obvious. Belichick, Harbaugh. If you want to throw Vrabel in, that's fine. I already told you what I'd take. But I already know Bill Belichick ain't going to work with Jerry Jones. I know it. I know it. You're too different. But Mike McCarthy, as I said before, it's not going to be as easy as y'all think it is. Now, somebody did say that, somebody said something earlier in the chat about, the call from Dallas is going to happen either tomorrow or something like that. If they fire Mike McCarthy, all they tell me is that they got their eyes on one of these coaches that's hanging out here just dangling. In particular, a Bill Belichick or a Jim Harbaugh. It's one of the two. I'm just saying, y'all, be careful what you ask for now. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. James saying something I can't see it because I got that logo in front of me. I just wait. I think you said Ryan. Are you talking Rex Ryan? I think that's what you're saying. Let's see here. Rex Ryan on the sideline is your DC. Rex too strong with personality. I would love Rex Ryan because you can't take away nothing from him about coaching defense. He's one of the best. It would be awesome. And Rex would come with no drama because he just want to coach again. I would love Rex Ryan. I would love it. He would turn Michael Parsons unloose. He'll show him a world that he never seen before. He would show you. He would just be shouting over the fact that he got a guy like Michael Parsons. That's a dream for a coach, a defensive coordinator. Mike McCarthy Rex Ryan would give him his greatest year. Michael Parsons. He would. I think Pete don't want to coach, JD. I think Pete don't want to coach. I don't think he wants to coach anymore. They've already given him a position in the organization. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just saying I just don't think Pete don't want to do that. Ben Johnson is a name that JD brought out who innovative. Real good coach, offensive-minded coach. I don't know too much about Slowick, but Cowboy fans would be upset with both of them just because of what else is dangling out there. With Belichick, Vrabel, and Harbaugh, they'll be mad at that. Because you know how Cowboy fans are. They'll say, "Well, you should have went and got Belichick. You had him out there, sign him, Jerry. You had Harbaugh out there. Why didn't you go do it?" So they would come in, not the choice of the fan base. It may not be a hard time. Harris ain't go get a Ray Lewis type middle linebacker. Can't do that because Darryl, you can, but you won't because Stephen Jones don't want to pay no money. Y'all know that. Y'all know how he is when it comes to free agents. The only way we'll get a Ray Lewis type middle linebacker unless we draft him. We get real lucky, and the kid turns out to be, on that type of level or something. We're not spending no money. We had a chance, remember? Had Bobby Wagner out there. Let him go. Didn't even offer him a contract. You know what I'm saying? Brought him into Dallas. We had the chance. Let's get this straight, everybody, before. I know we're a little ways off, but we already know how the Cowboys are. We are not spending any money on free agents until day 5. And y'all know that. So let's not, because y'all know how we are. So when the name pop up, the first thing gonna say is the Dallas Cowboys. That is the system of the free agents. They're always gonna call out Dallas first because that draws interest. And they already know they're going somewhere else. So let's not act like we're getting ready to sign folks just because y'all are here. Let's not make the same mistakes we made this year and previous years. We get hyped when we see a name. They don't want to come to Dallas. They're going to use Dallas' name, but they don't really want to come. We're getting ready to start a very interesting off season. And it's going to start real quick with this Mike McCarthy issue, perhaps. Dan Quinn perhaps leaving, going to get a head coaching job somewhere else. Is really going to be interesting. And I got a feeling that the chips are about to fall rather quickly. I want to talk about more about that, but I want to talk about this coaching thing because everybody, all the shows say Mike McCarthy got to go. A lot of you said yesterday Mike McCarthy got to go. He got to go, but Jerry Jones, and with the names that y'all bringing up, y'all going against Jerry. Y'all going against Jerry's way of doing things. Y'all know he don't want to share no spotlight, man. Y'all know that. I hear you, JD. He did great. He did. So we're talking about Slowick. He did good. No question. I'm not going to take nothing from him because he did do great, but I don't know. I just don't think they're going to give that coaching job to him. See, we don't, it all depends on how things go out. See, the Cowboys, they the roster says that you're trying to win. So that's what when you look at the roster kind of tells you that you're trying to win. Just by the base of how the roster is built, who's on the roster, and you'll say, okay, this is a team that can challenge. Getting ready to open up our phone line in just a second. It's really just a matter of it's just going to depend on what the roster would tell me what the Cowboys are trying to do. And we got a little ways to go before we can really say, what we really got, what we really gonna do. There's gonna be changes made. It won't be in some of the areas that you're thinking, but there's gonna have to be. Usually, when you have this, it's what we had yesterday. The head coach is always the one that's gonna be first on the chopping block. It's no other way to look at it. And I think that Coach McCarthy probably won't make it. I just said it's not as easy as you think, but he's. I think he's gonna have to fall on the blade. Fall on the sword. He's gonna have to fall on the sword. It won't be no players. It's got to be the coach. It is. Hey, kid Cowboy, I see you. Yep, you told us. And you were right. You told us. If you've been on the last couple of shows, if you've seen Kid Cowboys comments, then you already know what he said about Dak Prescott. He was right. He was right. Ain't nothing else you can say. He was right. He was right. Nothing else you can say. Yep, JD, exactly. He's gonna be from Carter. He's gonna be the fall guy. There's no question. He the one that wanted Kellen Moore gone. He looked like Kellen Moore to me. Worse. And Dan had the nerve to say, "See, he ain't nobody push him on the sword. He pushed himself by saying yesterday. He said the obvious, but some things y'all just be quiet about. We already know it. We saw the game. He said, "No, I just didn't have him ready to play." Oh, what? No, you asking for you to get escorted out of the building. Yeah, you got to go. As big as this game was yesterday, everybody knew what was on the line and the possibility of having another home game. And you gonna get out and say I didn't have him ready to play, even though we actually saw that. Oh man, you gotta go. You gotta go. You gotta go. I'm sorry. Somebody gotta pay the price for it. Jerry Jones ain't gonna pay the price. It's his team. Stephen Jones ain't going nowhere. I know this gonna hurt some of y'all, but Dak Prescott ain't going nowhere. It ain't gonna be the players. It's not gonna be Dak. It's gonna be the coach. Well, I don't know if you're still here, but forgive me. It is snowing here in Memphis. The internet for some reason is acting up. Appreciate y'all just hanging on. But based off it's snowing, I'm gonna go ahead and get off here. Now I'll be with you guys a little bit later during the week since I'm snowed in. I need to make sure that I'm good on here. I appreciate y'all hanging. Forgive me for I guess I couldn't. Nothing I can do about that. But listen, we kind of everybody's coming back. Let me go ahead and see if I can do this. I promise y'all I will do it today. I might be okay. Internet. If something else goes wrong, I'll just go ahead and shut it off. So if that is the case, then I'll do it. Listen, go ahead and call in now. Let's go ahead and call in now for those that want to. 901-654-6853. Go ahead and call in right now. Go ahead and call in right now if you want to. I know y'all got something to say. There we go. Oh, Lord Jesus.
Call from
Eastside Herald.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
All right, make it quick. That's going to be kind of for everybody because I don't know how this internet is going to work out. Eastside Herald. Yes, sir.
Happy MLK Day, sir.
Happy Martin Luther King Day to you.
Sir, this last weekend was a spectacular sports weekend. 2023 wasn't the best for me, but, just last weekend just brought some joy to my heart, man. The memories, the sports memories you have, it's just them spectacular ones, man. Yeah. And it's up there for me, sir. I'm 40-something years old, and that's one of them good sports weekends I'm probably gonna remember for a long, long time.
That's good.
Just to let you know.
Appreciate it.
And
hope you had a great time.
Well, yeah. And I hope you enjoy your rebuilding process you're about to go through. It'll be a good 3 to 4 years. Texas was there, so I can kind of give you a little advice here and there if you need some. I'm here, to lean on, brother. If you need some advice, I'm here for you, sir.
Well, I appreciate that, but I'd rather fall. Go ahead.
Oh, sir. So, do you think Dak did it seem like he choked to you? I know you don't like to say he choked, but how was his performance to you?
First of all, everybody choked, and his performance was not good.
Oh. That's your first thing. What they call that's the first step.
First step of what?
It's good to see him from it.
A good step of what now?
Yep.
Oh, hell.
Kept putting it off for some odd reason.
Well, it's not me because I've always been consistent. If they play good, I say you do. And then if they don't play good, I say you play like trash. I've always
okay.
I said it after the Arizona game. I said it after the San Francisco game. I said it after the Buffalo game. Said he played like trash. Yesterday he played like trash.
You gonna check out any of the rest of the playoff games, sir? I know your team is out of it, but are you gonna watch any other ones?
Yeah, I watch it every now and then. I'm on to the NBA now.
The Lakers.
Yeah, that's why
you ain't been talking about them too much either.
Well, hey, so be it. But we got a whole season to go. The Cowboys out to play off. I care less who wins.
Oh, okay. Well, so, I had to touch base with you, so, maybe next time when I tell you something, you'll believe it. But, hey, yeah, I guess you had to see it for yourself.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I appreciate the call, Eastside. Thank you for calling in. And as always, Get off my phone. Thank you. All right, somebody else called me from New Jersey. I'm about to call you back right now. Hello. Hey.
Hey, this is James from Jersey. How you doing?
What's up, Mr. James? How you doing, sir?
Okay, I'm gonna get it right to it in a few minutes. But this guy Eastside, I thought he was about 15 years old. I'm serious.
No, what Eastside I want to do is
15 years old. Oh
Eastside,
my God.
Eastside just trying to choose. He's trying to choose his words wisely because once again, he wants to turn this into a Houston Texans podcast. I was just waiting on him because we don't talk Houston Texans over here. That's what he's trying to do. But I'm not gonna give him the time of day. I just let him see how he want to roll with it. Whichever way you want to roll, I'm gonna adjust to it. So that's the end of that. What's going on?
And one more thing. And you're right, because you speak exactly what goes on. When they do bad, you do exactly that. So I think there's a such thing as a part-time all-timers that I think Esau has.
Yeah.
Because it's like he don't want to.
No, he just want the Cowboy fans to argue back with him. I'm not gonna do it because, like I said, I'm consistent. It ain't hard for me. All you gotta do is go. If they play like trash, I'm gonna call them that. If they play great, I'm gonna say he played great. Yesterday, Dak Prescott played like trash. It's just that simple. It's just that simple.
Okay, but here's my question. I hear everybody talking about. I know you was talking about the coach from Michigan, and then he's talking about the let go from the other coach from New England. Here's my question to you. Jimmy Johnson was so pissed off in going through that first half. Do you think he would come out of retirement if Jerry was to ask him?
No, sir. First of all, First of all, he's 80 years old. That's the first thing.
Oh, that's how old? Oh, okay.
80 years old. The second thing is, once he said that halftime speech, he looked like he about to faint because he's turning red in the face. He looked like he lost his balance. He was turning red as a beet. Y'all let Jimmy just be on the sideline now. Just let him alone. His time to pass. No, he wouldn't come back.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh would probably be the best fit for it. I don't know what's going to happen with Michael. Go ahead.
Well, let me say it like this. In actuality, Bill Belichick is the choice. He is. But here's what the problem with Bill Belichick would be. How many years are we talking with Bill Belichick? You see what I'm saying? I know for sure he wants to break break all-time wins record that Don Shula still has. I think he's about 28 away. I believe he'll coach until he gets it. But right after that, we talking maybe about 2 years. And then you'll be right back at the drawing board again of trying to find another coach. If you get Harbaugh may be here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's much younger, still got plenty left to give. I really don't think Belichick will coach too long. I don't want to have him for 2 years, 2 years, and then all of a sudden you're doing this again if you're going that route. And it might be the case of trying, the Cowboys make this, because they never do what the fans say in the first place. They very well could have their guy on these young college coaches, innovative guys that can do something, and then hopefully stay with them for a few years. I even heard the name say Deion Sanders. I heard somebody say that, and that would bring that for Jerry. That would bring the splash that he's looking for. And Deion, despite what everybody may think, he's a good coach. But Deion has already put out and said he's not coaching NFL. Now, money talks, but I don't think Deion will come back to coach that type of thing. He will bring swagger and an attitude there, but he's too much of a star for Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson don't like stars as coaches. He just don't.
Right.
And I killed that real quick in another chat, even though Dion would do all right. But I think it really is Harbaugh. Probably to me is your guy because he's gonna come in and just want to coach. He's not gonna be demanding. Harbaugh is real evasive, like Belichick is in press conferences, say some strange stuff that you never figure out and all that kind of stuff. He just wants to coach, but it's going to take something to pull him away from Michigan, who's already offered him an extension. He just ain't signed it yet. That's what I'm thinking. So if it were me, it would be Harbaugh. Just me.
Oh, okay. What about Dan Quinn? Because if he decided to sign, which I feel as though he might end up going back to Seattle. It's not guaranteed, but I think if he had the choice, pick the two, if he don't want to, do another year with the Cowboys, I'm thinking he might go to Seattle. And if he do, who would you think they would try to get for defensive coordinator? If they can't get Harbaugh, which I know he's a defensive guy.
Harbaugh is actually an offensive guy.
Offense. I thought he was defense.
He's an offensive guy.
Belichick is the defense.
Belichick is the genius. Yeah, Belichick is more, but Jeff Belichick is a genius on defense. But Harbaugh would bring in his people. So I don't know who all. It ain't necessarily got to be all from Michigan either. He would bring in his people and then take it from there. That's just my opinion. But I think he'd be an excellent hire to me.
Okay, well, I know other people probably want to come on.
Yeah, they dialing in now.
Cowboy Marlon.
They dialing in now. So, but go ahead. You got one more question? Hold on. No. I'm sorry. Hey, James, you got one more question? I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that was it, basically. All I can do is say, well, just got to wait see what's going to happen, see who's going to be. Are we going to keep McCarthy or Dan Quinn? So
I don't think they're keeping neither one of them, to be honest with you. But I've seen strange things in Dallas happen before. But I appreciate your call, man.
All right.
All right.
Take care.
Thank you, sir. All right, I got Cowboy Marlon on the line. What's up?
Bishop, happy snow day. Happy Dr. King Day.
Happy Dr. King Day to you.
All right. It's going to take me a minute. I heard you say yesterday that we shouldn't make a decision off of emotion and that you should take a step back. And I think that's good advice. You sound like you've done some life coaching here.
I did. I started the show off saying, but I slept on it, and I woke up and I still got somewhat of the same feeling. But I after the day and thinking about it, there's a change that had to be made.
Okay, all right. So there's been some shift, and I guess that is the way the Holy Ghost works. There's a shift.
There's a shift, Doc.
Okay,
I
so
like the way you say
here's where I think, and here's where I think.
Whoa, man, I like that. There's a shift. Yeah, go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Hey, hit that organ again. I like that.
Let me go on. Yeah, there's a shift. I like.
You coming from the key of G, bro?
Yeah, come on here. Wait a minute.
I know nothing about that, man. Woo! There you go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There's a shift.
I ain't got my dancing shoes on.
There's a shift.
They don't know nothing about that, bitch.
There's a shift.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so in other words, he's leaning in our direction, right?
Yeah, good boy, watch yourself.
So,
go ahead.
Listen. All right, listen. I heard you say yesterday that we shouldn't make an emotional decision and that we need to think about this. And one of the things that you said, I even went back and listened because I wanted to make sure that this was right. You says, well, do you fire a guy after going 12-5, 3 straight years?
Yes, sir.
And this is what I got to tell you.
Okay.
In all relationships, and I've had counselors to say this, basically, in all relationships, most people don't end relationships because of anything that has happened. most people in relationships because they no longer believe that tomorrow offers the promise for better. Then you basically, all you stuck with is thinking about what happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Then if all you can do is think about what happened yesterday and you don't believe that tomorrow has an opportunity to be better, that's when people typically start taking a look at doing something different. You can make this, I don't want to get into family situations, but that's basically the way relationships work. When tomorrow don't look like it's going to be no better, then we got to take a look at doing something different. Okay. So then I got to ask you this. You've gone 12-5 3 years in a row, and you spoke about that somewhat glowingly, like somewhat proudly, like, man, your Cowboys have gone 12-5 3 years in a row. Mm-hmm. Would you agree 3 consecutive years after the final game of the season, you were very disappointed? There have been times where the Cowboys, like when Romo dropped the ball in Seattle and we could have kicked and won in advance, I didn't leave disappointed because I thought with a first-year starting quarterback, I thought we kind of overachieved a little bit. There have been some times, like the year where Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott came in together as a rookie and they won all the games in a row. We lost. But with 2 rookie players basically playing at the level they were, there was tremendous optimism and promise for tomorrow. I think you would agree with that. Even though in the moment it looked cloudy, they lost just like they had been. Nothing was different for 30 years, but there was promise.
Okay.
I think what you're looking at is the Cowboy fan base, the organization, and I think now even Jerry, I think the promise for tomorrow is looking gloomy. We don't have the optimism. I believe in my heart of hearts that Mike McCarthy has taken this football team as far as it go. I have no reason to believe that next year that there's prospects they're going to be even better. That's when I think you have to start taking a look at change. If I'm disappointed right now, and I was disappointed last season, and I was disappointed the year before that, and if every season ends in disappointment and I no longer have optimism, then I think what you really have to do, and I think this is really what it's all about, I think hiring a coach, really what it does is, even when we changed offensive coordinators last year, when in reality, the numbers was basically about the same. I know people's, well, the offense is, but that basically is about the same. They averaged 30 a game last year. They averaged 30 a game this year. But when they got rid of Kellen Moore, it offered a degree of optimism. Mm-hmm. I think what you have right now is there's not the level of optimism. I bet you if you talk to the Cowboys organization next week, they would tell you in the back office, we had fewer hits on our website after the Green Bay loss. We had fewer people in the chat room. I think all of that looks at the fan base is kind of somewhat disappointed, and they're like, man, I'm off there. I'm going to find something else to do. And there's something else about it. I think if you take a look at the flaws of this team, what's wrong with the team? If you're like, man, I need a wrench, I'm going to fix it. What's wrong with it? Mm-hmm. Would you agree that this team lacks discipline?
Yeah, when you look at the 3 years that he was here and add up all the penalties and yards that came with it, you have no choice but to say they were undisciplined.
Yeah, and you and I have played enough football where I believe penalties, blown coverages, players running wide in the open where ain't nobody even 30 yards around. Yeah. There are things that I look for
throw in clock management as well.
Well, the issues, in other words, I think Jerry Jones and Will McClay have put talent on the field that basically can match any team in the league. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the Dallas Cowboys tied the San Francisco 49ers for the most Pro Bowl players. Is that correct?
Yeah. Is you
7 apiece. Yeah. Then if I'm also not mistaken, the Cowboys then turned around and had 2 other additional players that didn't make the Pro Bowl, but turned around and made first or second team All-Pro in Tyler Smith and Tyron Smith. Is that correct?
Exactly.
And then they had 2 or 3 other players that didn't make All-Pro or Pro Bowl In D-Law, I think D-Law. I think there was 2 or 3. I thought Donovan Wilson, and I think even Gilmore.
Yeah.
Gilmore, I think Gilmore, Donovan Wilson, and D-Law deserved some. If they didn't make any, certainly you would say that they were honorable mention. D-Law had a hell of a year. I thought Donovan Wilson had a heck of a year. The second half of the year, once he got healthy, I even think your corner, your slot corner, what's his name from Michigan? Jordan Lewis played excellent down the stretch. Mm-hmm. The material and the talent is there. Jerry Jones you can talk all you want about him and say he's a distraction. He holds press conferences. Jerry Jones is the owner of the team. And Jerry Jones is also the GM. And Jerry Jones, since he's on this team and been drafted, there's only one of the team, the Baltimore Ravens, that have drafted more Pro Bowl selections and Pro Bowl, a total number of Pro Bowl participation. So management, and as far as I'm concerned, it's not perfect. Ain't nothing perfect. Ain't nobody got no perfect marriage. Ain't nobody got no perfect job. Ain't nobody got no perfect children. Ain't nothing perfect. But you can't dispute that Jerry Jones has put the material in place in his organization to give the Cowboys the best opportunity to win. There's no doubt about that to me.
Yeah.
Therefore, you start looking elsewhere. Well, if the talent is there, you can't say Michael Parsons is over. Maybe he is over. The talent is there. Michael Parsons can play. Dak can play. CeeDee Lamb can play. These guys can play. So if you got the players, in other words, as Bill Parcells once said, if you have the groceries, if the best prime cuts of meat are in the refrigerator, and you have all those things in place, then you got to start asking yourself, well, why are they not performing? And then at some point, you got to look at the cook. Yep. I don't care what ingredients and groceries you have. If you cook it too high and you burn it all up, it ain't no good. I think Bill Belichick, right now, with the Dallas Cowboys situation the way it is, he would have to make changes in his personal life in order for it to work. But I think he's willing to. Bill Belichick wants to win and be the winningest coach. And the Dallas Cowboys give him the best opportunity of all of these jobs that's available. You can talk about San Diego. He knows that if I go to Dallas and I see, I can't be the GM and make the selections, but I already got a dominant quarterback in place that I can win with. I have the pieces in place. Bill Belichick is probably already sitting up counting, like, you know what? It will probably take me 3 years, not necessarily 2, possible, but it's probably going to take him 3 years. And I think that if he came for 3 years, cleaned up, cut down on penalties, maybe you got to release a player or two, get their attention. Bill Belichick will have a disciplined, focused football team. Yeah. Then the only other thing I think you got to do in the negotiations, but money, do we agree money is not going to be enough? It ain't going to come down to money. Do we agree with that?
No, not in that case. If Jared Jones,
money ain't neither side, neither one of them gonna argue about the money. It's not gonna be the money. If you hire Bill Belichick, Bill comes in, the defense is going to be fixed. You're not gonna have blown coverage. You're not gonna have a lot of players outside. I believe, if you really think about it, I think the player that I can think of the most on this roster that has the most untapped talent is Sam Williams. Sam Williams needs discipline. Sam Williams needs somebody to harness all of this energy, this nuclear power, and make it useful. The number of special teams penalties, late hits, it's just a lot. He needs somebody to help him focus. And in my opinion, if Bill Belichick cannot do that, then just let him go. It can't be done. All Bill has to do is sit down with Jerry, agree on a figure. You can do it at a McDonald's with a napkin. The money ain't an issue. You can meet on his yacht, whatever. All Bill has to do is agree that as an organization, let's bring in a offensive coordinator from outside the. We ain't gonna keep nobody with the Cowboys. We ain't gonna bring nobody in from New England. We're gonna do this as a committee. We're gonna have various people involved. We're gonna still let Will McClay. You can't dispute Will has done a better job of assembling talent than Belichick. Belichick wants to win. Come here, Bill. You're going to win. Everything is set up. You're going to get your record. You sign a 4-year contract. You coach 3 and win, and you want to let it go. At least you leave the program stable to where whoever it is that comes in next, where the plane is already off the ground.
Yeah. No argument there. I like Belichick. I just don't think that it's just kind of hard for me to believe that he's going to come in just wanting to coach. I mean, and that's all he's going to do. I mean, he has his way. That's the only thing I feel about Belichick, because he's done it for 20 years. Where he had the keys to the entire kingdom of New England. Mr. Kraft did not get in his way. It's just hard for me to Bill Belichick going a different way. I mean, not doing, not have control. But I may be wrong. He may be at this point now where he just wants the job and just want to coach. I don't know. But I'm just saying, when a guy done something for over 20 years and has hardware on his finger saying he was the best to do it, it's kind of hard for me to believe that. It sounds like you done left, Marlon, so I'm going to let you go. I appreciate it. All right. I think he left out. I get what he's saying. Belichick, now make no mistake about it, Belichick is the obvious, more qualified person to do it. But Belichick did it his way. I just don't see, Jerry Jones it's just like putting Kool-Aid in gas and just stir it up, and even though it looked, we ready talking about drink it, it just don't match. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad, football wise, it's huge. And I think Jerry would have to concede a lot of things. Even if Belichick was just coming in to coach, he would have to concede a lot of things doing, because he want everybody to be on the same page. Jerry loves the spotlight too much to be quiet like Belichick gonna be. It's just not what he does. And sooner or later, that stuff is gonna tick off Bill Belichick, and Bill Belichick will say it through the media. I'm just saying, I don't know. But hey, he put Jimmy Johnson in the ring this year, so if that's possible, I guess anything else is possible. I just don't. It's just two alpha type dudes, and alpha type dudes mixed with Jerry Jones never has worked. Jerry well, I can't say it never worked, because Jimmy Johnson won championship. Parcells, he had a problem with. You see what I'm saying? Because he's an alpha type dude. Jimmy turned into an alpha type dude, fired the man after he won 2 straight Super Bowls, and still in history. They probably will never be done again. A man wins 2 straight Super Bowls and gets fired. You can't make this stuff up. Jerry never has liked a strong-willed coach. He likes puppets. That's what the track record says. But like JD's saying, maybe Jerry wants to right or wrong. I don't know. It just don't seem that way to me. But who knows? I tell you what, we're going to know in a few more days. Cause see, Harbaugh and Mr. Belichick, they going to want their money. They're going to want to get set up so they can go ahead and get started. They want to go and start the off-season program now. That's just how meticulous somebody like Bill Belichick is. He wants to go ahead and get started because he got a draft to prepare for. The season is getting ready to start. The Senior Bowl is coming in just a few more weeks. That's when it really starts. So you need a head coach in place. You need everything already there so they can go on and get ready for the off-season. The off-season has started for teams that are not playing no more. The off-season has started. It's some teams just not catching on, like the Cowboys. Then you got the other teams who already didn't even make the playoffs. They're already on about a 3-4 day head start, getting things ready, getting it in order. I'm telling y'all. And Belichick is the type of guy that wants to be in place. And I believe Harbaugh will be the same. So we're about to find some things out. I think it's gonna happen quickly too. We'll know. All right, I appreciate y'all dealing with this internet issue. We had a lot of people that a lot of y'all came back, but there were some people that didn't from the first show. Hopefully, we'll be good down here. Happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody again. It's snowing here in Memphis. There's a lot of snow on the ground, so I will not be at work tomorrow. If I'm not at work, I might come hang with y'all again tomorrow. Might as well. You know what's in this game here in podcast, especially if you're a representative of or you're a self-made representative of the Cowboys. Trust me, when the Cowboys lose, it is big business. It's big business. I've seen people in the chat that I ain't never seen before. I'm serious. Yesterday was probably my biggest show ever. I had right at 500. Let me see where it is. When I looked at it this morning, I had 410 views on my YouTube channel that watched, not at one time, at some point, they all came and watched my show. And the change, 476 people watched my show yesterday. That was yesterday. That's on YouTube. On Facebook, on the Big Time Show page, on that page yesterday, it's 1,000 and 1,300 and something people watched it on YouTube. Let me say it again. When the Cowboys lose, it's big, big business. So a lot of people want to still take jabs, especially all these. See, the Eagle fan base ain't been in here yet. If they beat Tampa tonight, trust me, if I do something tomorrow, we're going to bring them in because they're going to have something to say. We're still playing and you're not. All that kind of stuff. Fly, Eagles, fly, and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be crazy. So I might be with you guys tomorrow as well. So come on, hang with me. We'll do it. JD says Billy Martin got fired 5 different times. George Steinbrenner as manager back in the day. If that's not senile, then I don't know what senile is. Exactly, JD. But see, Steinbrenner, for him to fire him, hire and fire him, he didn't hold grudges. Jerry Jones just let a grudge go with Jimmy Johnson for over 25 years, knowing he was supposed to be in the ring. It took him this long to finally put him in. That's the difference. Jerry holds grudges. Steinbrenner didn't. And he did it for winning, too. Steinbrenner wanted to win. You see what I'm saying? Steinbrenner wanted to win. And he wanted to go ahead and win championships, so he brought the best manager back with Billy Martin. At the time, what happened, they won. Jerry ain't gonna do that. Mars said, will Belichick lead the team in penalties? No. All right, yeah. Dan may have to leave, exactly. Yeah. Philly lose tonight. Their coach may be on the chopping block as well. That's what JD is saying. I agree. All right, so the game come on just a few more minutes, I guess. Buffalo and Pittsburgh, and then tonight Tampa and Philly. I could care less who win. My team, no. I'm gonna watch a little bit. I'm gonna watch some of it. But Cowboys took all the air out of my balloon. They did. I'm gonna hang with you guys tomorrow if I can. All right. Appreciate y'all hanging with me. Give me for the internet. Hey, snowing here in Memphis. I don't know what's going on. It is what it is. But if everything goes well, I'll see you guys on tomorrow. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the one and the only. Well, no. Let me leave y'all with this. Again, as you know, I've told you guys, you ought to know by now, I am on the NGBN .TV network, or will be. Our soft launch starts on January the 29th on that Monday night. My show will be the first one. to come out and lead the way out live. I'll be starting at 8 o'clock that night. I need everybody to come on, hang with me on there. You can watch me right where you are. You don't have to jump on the ngbn.tv page or anything. You can watch me from Facebook, YouTube, wherever you watch me. However, I am asking for your support. Will you please download that free app to your phones or your smart TVs? And then you can go check us out in the many other shows that are there. I'm going to play that commercial again just to let you guys know what the station is all about and what we're trying to do, and then I'll come right back.
Not wait any longer. Men are in need of community, brotherhood, and a place to call home. The time is now, and that place is NGBN TV. Powered by men just like you, dedicated to launching a one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. Our goal is to inspire, entertain, celebrate, educate, and support men. The NGBN TV sneak peek is launching January 29th. We need you on this journey with us. Ad rates at NGBN TV will never be this low again. So join our movement on NGBN.TV and contact us today. NGBN TV, a network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s, coming January 29th.
All right, we're trying to make a difference, y'all. We're trying to stop suicides. We're trying to. We have mental health shows on that station. It's just not a sports channel. I'm one about 6 in the sports division of the channel. Everything else is geared toward inspiration for brothers or sisters who may need it in the age group of 40, 50, 60. Suicide rates among those ages for men is incredible, y'all. And we just want to provide an outlet for these people. I had to join it. All right. As you can see, we're going to be on Roku TV. We're going to be on Amazon TV as well. We'll be able to reach over 3 million people on a daily basis. We're trying to make this a 24-hour channel. We're going to do that. Hope you guys will help us in this effort on that part. All right, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This has been the one and only. This is Big Time Show.